Hello, my lunatic friends. It's the Crypto Lunatic reporting live from the moon, where we look for hidden gems to see which ones will be joining me up here. And in today's episode, I bring you a second project that Grok has suggested that I look into based on the metrics that I fed into it. Like anything else on this channel, this is not financial advice. I am not paid by Phala Network and I do not own this token. So this is about being neutral and telling you how to do basic level research into cryptos and going in with an informed decision. So, with all of that in mind, my friends, join me on a little journey. So, here it is, Phala Network. Phala Network is a decentralized cloud protocol using secure enclaves or Ts to provide confidential computing for dApps, ensuring privacy for sensitive data. The PHA token supports staking governance and computational fees. So team strength was what I was one of the factors. Now I've got a 90 out of 100 based on the team comprising of experts in cryptography and blockchain with advisors linked to Polkadot and Web3 Foundation. Their technical expertise and partnerships with reputable ecosystems like Polkadot boost credibility, and the lack of public profile figures slightly lowers the score. So tokenomics, this is another thing I look into. I don't like long vested VC schedules. And it says the PHA token has a clear utility for staking governance and paying for compute serves. The supply is capped with staking incentives to lock tokens, reducing circulation. However, early investor allocations could pose centralization risks if not properly vested. Regular audits enhance trust. So the problem solved. Phala addresses critical need for privacy in decentralized computing, especially for developer apps handling sensitive data, e.g., financial or medical data. As Web3 adoption grows, privacy-focused solutions are increasingly vital, making Phala's problem-solving highly impactful. So, data privacy, this is big news, especially on decentralized networks. Its unique selling point, Phala's trusted execution environments for off-chain computation with on-chain verification is unique in the Web3 space. It competes with privacy-focused projects like Secret Network, but leverages Polkadot's interoperability for broader reach. So we've got market cap potential, which we'll look into. We'll see that's not entirely up to date. And this is another thing when we ask for AI engines, their data isn't always up to date, but it did give this a very high score. And so why explosive? Phala's privacy focus, Polkadot integration, and low market cap make it a strong candidate for growth in Web3 and AI-driven DeFi sectors. Its active development and mainnet progress add credibility. So let's have a little look. Here we are on Phala Network, and we see here, started floating at 20 cents, and it's been up as high as $1.14. And here we are at just 11 cents, which tells us if it goes anywhere close to where it went in the last bull cycle, as you can see, this is back in May 2021, then we're in for exciting times. So it has potential, but more importantly, I talk about these coins when the price is down. It's the potential entry point now that we're interested in. We also see that it's got a market cap of 91 million, which is sufficiently noticed. It's definitely well away from the degen zone, but it's in an interesting place. And we see a total of 1 billion supply with over 80% in circulation, which is a good thing. This is good. We like that. We scroll down, we see it's on Binance. That is impressive. And on several other big exchanges for a sub 100 million market cap coin. That's very good. See several pages of exchanges. It's easy to get. And we see that roughly 20% of the tokens are still to be unlocked. Now, that is something we'll look into here. Now, this is the vesting schedule. This is huge in crypto, my friends. You need to understand this. You really do. When early stage investors get involved, they can't get their tokens back. They have to be vested. It's so that they don't dump everything on the market and crush the price. So they're given small amounts of tokens over time, and we're here. And we see that 79% of the tokens have been unlocked. So will more be coming out? Well, yes, there will be. But here we are in the middle of July. And if we go forward to, say, July 2017, we still only see just under 82%, which means that there's a very steady unlock and there's not going to be much dumpage moving forward. That the hardest part, this from here to here, is out of the way, which means that the price will probably reflect, you can see it's been suppressed because of that scheduled dumping. And this happens in all cryptos. You need to be aware of the vesting schedule. We go to here, we see the whale holding large amounts. That's not something that's good. And we also see a high volume in the top 10 wallets. That's not good either. That gives lots of potential for dumpage. So without further ado, we will go on to their X account. We see it's got a decent amount, 143,000 followers. We see lots of engagement there. We see also a post 22 minutes ago, and that's got a little bit of activity. It shows that people are following it and the account is active. This is good. 22 minutes. 22 minutes. So it's probably a bot involved with this many releases. 4 hours. Yes, very active account. It's probably bot related. Now, 92 likes. It shows that there's engagement. It shows they've got an active account. So now we go to the contract. We look at holders and we see what we've already found out on CoinMarketCap. There's a large concentration of wallets, which are probably the exchanges selling it. So we're not going to read too much into that because the price is very suppressed at the moment. We go to their website and we see a cryptographic computer. Not tomorrow, today. Look at that, my friends. It's actually a very clean, good-looking website. I like the look of that. Build in minutes, not months. Deploy with ease, operate with confidence. Easily verify and prove. So yes, a fairly clean website. We go to CryptoRank and let's have a look. We look down, see it verifies the same market cap. Not much difference with 20% to go on. 80.3% of the supply out. We also see it's 91% down, almost 92% down from its all-time high. Now that's because of the vesting schedule. And it's 85% up from its all-time low. So it's sitting on a sort of midway point now. We also see in the strategic round in 2021 that the price was 0.01. And we see that there were VCs that got in earlier than that. So it tells me they probably got in cheaper than that, which means that there's more dumpage to come. There is more dumpage to come. So this is a sort of midway risk. It doesn't tell us what these paid. But if there was only 1.4 million raised in January 2021, and 10 million here, then the odds are these got a significantly better price than that. So that's a cautionary tale. Even though there's only small amounts to come out now through the vesting schedule, that will still be significant at this sort of gain level. We go on to Dex Screener and we see that the sales are slightly outweighing the buys at the moment. So yeah, a little bit of price suppression, a bit of profit taking from the whales here. And I suspect there's going to be ongoing profit taking from the whales, which is a cautionary tale. We also see that there's about 327,000 of liquidity, which is not great for a 90 million market cap token, but it's not terrible either. So I finished up with Perplexity to give us the highlights of Phala Network. So it's a decentralized cloud computing protocol. You can read through that should you wish. It's got a native token and utility. But here's the investment case. It's got growth potential because it targets two sectors experiencing high growth, which is confidential computing and blockchain-enabled AI. The blockchain AI market alone is projected to boom in coming years, and Phala's infrastructure makes it attractive for projects requiring privacy and scalable AI integration. It's got an undervalued market cap. It's got utility and adoption, and it's got vanishing. It's got vanishing going on my laptop at the moment. So there you go. It will just disappear. It could just disappear. Anything in crypto could just disappear, my friends. Just be aware of that. So it's somehow got here too. Utility and adoption. So it's got staking incentives and staking rewards. The principal risks. So technical and developmental risks, most projects have that. Market and volatility risk, most projects have that. Regulatory risk, again, most projects have that. Competition, so they're up against plays like Oasis Network. We'll go deeper in that lower down. Transparency and traction. So the public lacks detailed revenue and user growth for Phala, making it harder to evaluate current real-life world traction. Now, this is a red flag. Staking risks, of course, that is always there. And complexity. The technical nature of Phala's solutions may be difficult for the average investors to fully understand, which could limit adoption and create uncertainty. So in summary, Phala Network offers a promising privacy-focused infrastructure at the intersection of AI and blockchain, factors which could fuel growth if adoption increases. However, major risks include volatility, competition, technical uncertainty, regulatory issues, and a lack of transparent development data. The project remains speculative and is best suited for investors who can tolerate high risk and complexity. So I asked, what competition does Phala have? And here we see Oasis Protocol, Secret Network, Integrity, Akash Network, which I've done a review on, and Fleek, but also centralized cloud providers, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google. So Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. Well, with competition like that, they should absolutely storm it. But this is what they're up against, my friends. I asked, what traction does it currently have? And quite frankly, there's nothing tangible in this update. So with that in mind, I would say for Phala Network, it looks to be an exciting place because it's operating in the AI, the cloud computing platform, and privacy. Now, will governments come in for privacy-focused things and throw a spanner in the works? There's always that risk. But this is solving a difficult problem, but it is up against some very stiff competition of slightly less private networks who will absolutely harvest your data. So is Phala a good opportunity right now? Well, given the risk and reward ratio, it looks like an okay entry point. But based on some of the other reviews for some of the other cryptos I've done, I'd say that there would be better options. However, all of that said, Phala still looks placed to make decent returns in this cycle. And I think that we could comfortably expect a 10x before the end of the year. But again, I'm just a lunatic. This is not investment advice. And that's just my opinion, which you should not read much into because you're going to do your own research, my lunatic friend. And if you've enjoyed this lunatic review and want more and want to take off and join me on the moon, where I shall be reporting to projects are heading my way, then please do like and subscribe to the channel. It will be appreciated, and you never know what will be coming your way.